Hey you, have you recently came across a job opening for Rural Carrier Associate for the United States Postal Service? Well, if you did, stick around and I'll let you know all the little details involved in this position that you're interested in. Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Mr. Postman. Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Mr. Postman. Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Mr. Postman. Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. All right, so Rural Carrier Associate. For those that are looking to apply to this position at the post office, I'm here to give you a little bit more specific details about, what the job is all about, rather than just what you might read on the post office website or, certain YouTube videos that you might watch, or you go to Reddit, Twitter, wherever you might go to find information about this RCA position. So RCAs, they are called subs in the post office. Subs just meaning substitute. For any routes they may not have a regular carrier, or they do have a regular carrier, and maybe that carrier is just out on vacation, out on sick leave, or just their day off. You go in and you replace them for the day. Now, as a sub, you do have a assigned route that you cover for, unless the carrier is, it's their day off or they're out on leave, vacation, sick leave. Unless they are not working, you're more than likely going to be on different routes. Even though you'll have a assigned route that you'll fill in for every time that carrier is not there, you still do other routes throughout the week. And it's the same with your group of subs. Y'all will all have an assigned route to be a replacement for when your regular carrier is out. Every day is something different. There might be 2 regular carriers out, might be 2 of their off days, 3 of them might be on vacation. There will always be work. So the job that subs do is just, your responsibility is to kind of take care of everything that is not covered. Any routes that aren't covered, any packages that may have not left the building in time. Often you have to go back, even if it's after your route, you'll have to go back and to the post office, and the supervisor may give you a handful of packages that aren't for your route, and it's your job to take care of those, get those delivered to the door, to the mailbox. Your job is the cleanup crew, basically. Your job is to take care of these things. A lot of times, if there is no leftover packages, you more than likely will have to go and help one of your coworkers that is a sub. If you finish your route early, 80% of the time, you're going to be sent back out to help another sub. There's a lot of things that might catch you by surprise. Just certain things that you won't hear online or on the website that is your responsibility. Another thing that they might not, tell you, or if you do hear it and it just kind of goes in one ear, out the other, you will be sent to different post offices. Not permanently, but the city likes to work together. No matter which post office that you apply to and got hired onto, the city works together. So Monday comes around and this station up north is had a whole bunch of call-ins, and the station you're at, y'all have a lot of bodies, and y'all will be fine throughout the day. The higher ups tell your supervisors at your station, like, hey, we're going to need some people. Then that means that your supervisor may choose you, which means you'll have to go to the other post office, and that'll be your station for the day. It won't happen every day. Maybe every week, maybe every other week. It just really depends on the city and how much help it needs. So that's another thing to look out for and be prepared for. Another thing that I'd bring up is your personal vehicle. In 2025, It's rare that you'll have to use your personal vehicle, but there are moments. One of those moments being your shadow day. And a shadow day is just a day throughout your orientation where you'll go to the post office that you'll be working for. You'll be put on a route that has a regular on it, and that regular will show you the process of the mail inside of the building before you even get out there to deliver it. You'll most likely have to follow them in your personal vehicle unless they have jump seats available. One being the older post office vehicles, you can install a jump seat and you can ride along with the regular that way. Or there is a much bigger vehicle that has a built-in seat on the passenger side. You can also ride along in that one. But if it's your shadow day, I would just expect to use your personal vehicle just for the simple fact that carriers will probably need those vehicles that you are able to use. Another rare moment where you'd probably use your personal vehicle is, let's say you're one of the newest subs and there's a day where all the carriers just so happen to come in, not just subs, but even the regulars, and on the rural side and the city side, there wouldn't be enough vehicles to go around. And I'm sure you'd be one of the first that the supervisors ask to use your personal vehicle. Those two scenarios are pretty much the only reasons why you'd use your personal vehicle. Unless you're working in a small town or a smaller post office, every day you're more than likely going to have a postal vehicle to drive. There's a lot of things that you'll have to get used to as a mail carrier for the post office, especially as a sub. More than likely, it is not like your current job. Yes, you'll be able to look at your schedule for the next week, the following week, but it's always subject to change at any time. As soon as you get to work and you clock in, they could tell you, hey, they're going to need you up north, or hey, they're going to need you down south, and that'll just be something that you have to do. Even let's say you walk into work, you clock in, and you start sorting the mail for whatever route that you're assigned on. Oops, someone calls in. Oh, this regular calls in, this sub calls in. Now you got 2 call-ins. Now your whole day just changed. And you just already sorted half of the mail for that route. And you might have to go to a different route after you've already sorted half of the one you were already on. It's just things that you have to do. And these things you will get used to. Truthfully, it can be frustrating as a sub, but you're only going to get better and you're only going to get quicker. And as long as you work together well enough with your team of subs, every day, no matter if the workload is light or heavy, it will reflect how well y'all can work together. So we talked about the definition of an RCA, Rural Carrier Associate. We've talked about the rare usage of your personal vehicle. And we talked about daily changes to your schedule and how it can happen. I hope that you received the information that you were looking for. If you have any more questions or curiosities about being a mail carrier, utilize the internet, social media, try to find some people who are already mail carriers and see what they say. See if you like it. And if you do, I'm glad I could help. I appreciate you for listening. Peace. Oh, yes.